Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Peach Radio Show. I have a special guest with me.
Silent A, you in the building. Surprise, surprise, everyone.
Surprise, surprise. All right, so tonight's topic is Black and LGBT homophobic views and behaviors that need to change within the Black community. If you're watching, feel free to chime in. Call in 302-312-3534. Let's talk about this topic. I know a lot of you guys are afraid because you don't want to snitch on your family, but it is what it is. You know how the Black community roll.
Don't be all they harsh. A little hypocritical if you ask me.
You gotta turn the mic to you.
I said they harsh. A little hypocritical if you ask me.
Uh,
Who am I?
I don't. Why do you think that the Black families be cutting up the way they do because their child or whomever is gay?
Um, I honestly don't know. I could probably speak from a parent's perspective because I come from parents who are not as accepting as I would want them to be. So I would take it as maybe embarrassment. Um, maybe
Embarrassment.
maybe they feel like they failed as a parent. Um, it's a lot of things. If you're looking at it that way. But I feel like it comes with fear. You feel me? If you don't understand something, all you can really do is judge it and look at it from a negative point of view because you don't understand anything about it. Um, I just don't like that we get judged for something that we can't change. At the end of the day, it's who I am, and it's not a phase. Um, it's not gonna go away. Um, it's just me,
I
and
agree.
I think people should just be more accepting and just learn more about it. If you learn more about it and understand it, then I mean, maybe I'm not saying you gotta come with the rainbows and what I'm saying and flags and all that, but maybe you will come with a better understanding of who we are and what I'm saying why we are the way we are.
You said don't come. You don't gotta come with the rainbows.
Uh,
um, I think a lot of it stems from I don't know, maybe from views, old views. And the reason why I say old views is because I know from my generation, you was born in what, like the 90s,
88.
88. I was born in the 70s. And most people that were born in the 70s, which probably are like 50 in that range, 40, 50 range, we were raised by our grandparents. And a lot of the views that we have is passed down from a time that was very archaic. Their beliefs weren't modern. And unless you were a woke grandparent back then, you really didn't learn anything. I mean, like every generation has, a woke
Yeah,
person.
you right.
So I think the views on homosexuals or LGBTQ as they're called today, hey, Dutch, I think the views stem
Yo,
from
yo, what's that?
the grandmother, the grandparents' point of view, and I think that we have, and I'm sorry everybody, because I know everybody love their dear old grandmother, but we have to get rid of those views and ideologies that they carry and passed on to us.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. I mean, we are all subject to thinking the way that we think the way we grew up in whatever time we grew up in, right?
Yeah.
So in our grandparents' time, which is what I know mine was born in the 30s. So we'll say from the 30s up into the 60s, these women were kept women.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the reason why they don't like homosexual is because one, the church, but then we also sparked a movement that changed their lives.
Mm-hmm.
We essentially we changed their lives, and I'll just say a lot of our grandparents, which passed down all these thoughts and these views, confuse being homosexual with feminism, with pedophilia, and also with illness.
Mm-hmm.
Because back
It
then
was a disease.
it was a disease to be
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ. Back then, the women before the 60s, they were kept women. They didn't have to work. They didn't do all these things. And what people fail to realize is they had these privileges because they didn't have any other choices.
Yep.
So for them, when you look at for them, we disrupted their lifestyles. Come on, let's think about like in the feminist movement. You can't tell me that it wasn't a bunch of studs on the front line marching, screaming, "We sick of wearing these high heel
Yeah.
shoes and we want to open a bank account." And I'm tired of being
Mm-hmm.
married to this guy for no damn reason.
Yep.
And I'm tired of marrying a gay man to hide. And I'm tired of having to probably work as a prostitute or a telephone operator. We are tired of all these things. So they went on the march and the spree and started to change things. And these kept women, which were our grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
probably were like, oh my God. And this is when you go back. You got to be sick to not want this lifestyle. What is wrong with these lesbians, or they used to call it the woman illness? What is wrong with these women out there marching so they can have bank accounts to get homes and all of these
Mm-hmm.
things? What is wrong with these women with these illnesses? So I think, the real reason why the older generation don't like us because we changed up the lifestyle. And just to go back to that, not only once we got rights to be able to do more things, the women started to separate themselves from the old way of thinking and become more progressive. The men that were subjected to that lifestyle and those beliefs, they left too. So these women is disgusted, and we always hear our grandparents or someone say, when you're watching some of these black podcasts or whatever, the LGBT is destroying the families, and they could never really tell you why. It's because that ideology is handed down from their grandparents to their parents to
Yep.
them, or the grandparents
Yep.
to them, not realizing your grandmother and your grandfather couldn't let go of the old ways. And if you really look at it, I believe that was the birth of toxic masculinity.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can
that's the
agree with that.
birth. That's the birth. Because these women, they could no longer control them. And these women had the freedoms to become whoever they was going to become, in which our grandparents associated with lesbianism.
Right.
And the men, you had to be a lesbian not to want to deal with their shit. You had to be that. You couldn't be nothing else. There's something wrong with you. And then the men ran off and they got to be and live their true life.
Secrets definitely destroy families. Don't get me started on that. That's
Yeah,
a whole nother
it's
topic.
it's just that's what's wrong.
Being gay was definitely a secret.
Being
Yeah,
gay
damn
was
right.
illegal. That's why it was a secret.
And that's why you got, I don't mean to sway away, but that's why you got a lot of men on the down low. Because they are afraid. You feel me? Being feminine is wrong. You feel me? Men are supposed to be men. They're supposed to be masculine. They're supposed to be this way and that way.
Yes.
Don't you dare step out and say you're, you're gay, because Lord knows you about to have everybody come at you in so many different ways. And that's why it's a lot of men on the down low.
Yep. Yep. But again, that's what's wrong with us. That period from the 30s to the 65 is where all of this stuff just started. It was the birth of toxic masculinity. It was the birth of our grandparents really feeling some kind of way about LGBTQ because it disrupted their lifestyles. And it was also the birth of men developing these nasty, well, that's toxic masculinity, but let's get into it deeper. They developed this, I guess, this hatred for feminine men because it represented them being feminine, in which
Showing
they
emotion and all
yes
that stuff
they
like
hate
that.
that a woman is gaining more rights and being able to do without them. But then again, the man also represents something that's a challenge towards him. You're challenging my masculinity, and so it just made it a little bit competitive. So I think in the black community, I'm gonna call it grandma syndrome. We're suffering from grandma syndrome. We're holding on to the thoughts and feelings of a person and passing it on that wasn't woke during them times and realized that the lifestyle that they had wasn't a great one. It's
At
never
all.
great. They wanted to be kept, and we came and we just blew a hole in it. We blew a hole
F
in
all
it.
that. We changing everything.
Yeah, we changed it all. They was okay with just being able to vote. They was okay with staying home with the kids and cooking and sucking
Oh
up to
yeah,
their
nah.
husband. But true to form, the suffrage movement, which started in the late 1800s all the way up, because all of this stuff is a part of the suffrage movement. Who better to know how to suffer under toxic masculinity than a lesbian? That you got to know that a lesbian created this movement. Who else would be suffering that deep? Because I mean, really,
Facts.
a heterosexual woman, yes, you're
Yeah, you
suffering, but
stupid.
not
No,
that
they
deep.
made everything gay. I seen it. You know what? I seen this quote the other day on Instagram that said, "I'm convinced that straight people are the ones with the agenda because they make everything gay. Like they have turned everything gay. That's gay. That's gay. This gay. Like that came from the straight community. You feel me? Like so, if it's anybody trying to push any type of agenda, it ain't us. It definitely
Well,
ain't us.
well, the agenda. I already told you how the agenda started. The agenda started when we changed their lifestyle, and they think we got this consistent agenda going on. If we don't keep them down, they're gonna keep this ball rolling, and something else gonna happen. Our wives don't listen to us. We don't got them under control. They able to do all this stuff. They're just afraid, and it's
They are.
funny.
That's why I said fear in the beginning. It's fear,
It is.
and they uneducated about a whole lot of things.
And the crazy part about it is, to me, a lot of the people that's popping that stuff now, that we destroying the family and it's an agenda, they don't even know what all that shit stem from. They just running
They
their
just
mouth.
saying it because they heard it.
Yeah, they don't know they don't know what the hell going on. They just running their damn mouth.
I mean, it's definitely a lot of people in people's families that don't like it, but still be around you. And I don't really know how I feel about that because if you really can't accept me for me, then what's the point of you even being around me at the end of the day? Like I just don't understand it. It's just going to be weird vibes and all that. So I just feel like it shouldn't even be no disconnect between the two communities. Like we're black, you feel me? We've been fighting through the same issues. Like why can't we come together and be together on something? Why do you have to hate us for something that we are and something that we can't change? Like I don't understand.
Well, number one, once you become LGBT, you lose all your color. And they
Nah,
proved that to
not
us.
to me.
No, not to us, but they proved that to us during the George Floyd riots. When a LGBT person tried to come and represent as a black person, we were getting ridiculed. We were getting beat. Like if you were obviously LGBTQ, like a trans person. I think they beat a trans woman. They attacked the stuff. Like it's like they
crazy.
try to make you choose between your race and
Exactly.
your orientation.
Black people should be the last to judge anybody.
Well,
But we the biggest.
Dutch,
We the biggest judges of them all.
we the biggest judges because we learned judgment from our captors.
We learned judgment from the church.
We learned
It
judgment.
was
We
taught
learned the
to them,
church
like,
from
you
our
feel me?
captors.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. They learned that judgment from them. Like, bro, and that's where. And I mean, to me, it also stems from there too, because they preach about it in the church. You feel me? But at the end of the day, that person that's standing up there preaching ain't doing no more right than me. Like, no sin is greater than the next if you want to even call what I am a sin, you feel me? No sin is greater than the next. So if you'd even stand up there and point that one thing out the Bible, you feel me, and just talk about that all the time, like, why does that even matter to you? Like, why does who I am and who I sleep with matter to the world? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, it matters to them because you are, remember, in the black community, it matters because according to them, you're disrupting the black family, you're
But we
disrupting
not though. Do they understand
procreation.
that LGBT people have successful family rates? Like, do they need us to pull the numbers up?
They don't want to understand that. All they understand is that you are not going by the social flow, the social norms, which
What is norm?
which is
What is
funny to
normal?
me because being black, according to racist America, is not where it's hitting at either. So it's like we're a victim of a greater culture and then a subculture. And then they wonder why, you won't buck up, man up, or woman up and pull yourself up from the bootstraps. And why y'all out here creating organizations and marching and all? Why are y'all
Yo,
doing all of this stuff?
I don't. I would just never understand. I really won't. And I've never understood since I was young. Since I knew. You know what I'm saying? That I was a lesbian. Like, I never just understood certain things. Like, it shouldn't, certain things that the world focuses on is like really not that important.
Well,
They create the hate, you feel me? More than anything. That's
hey,
just how I
Daphne,
feel.
no. Hey, that's Tabosha sister. Hey, how you doing? Let me read some of these comments. Lisa Carroll said it is sad because they feel that they failed circle of sisters, diaspora of voices. Cherie said very true about most grandparents. Lisa said I was born in 1955 and my organization addresses these issues every day from what we call the old timers. As a mother and a lesbian, I know that it was done but not discussed. Cherie said I was fortunate to have my grandmother accept me until she passed at 91. My cousins, first generation and second generation, are a different story. Lisa Carroll says Stonewall changed that attitude. I remember telling my father, and his response was that it is okay,
I ain't
but
see
let
that
the
one.
children make their own choice. I am a mother of two grown, successful children who was raised by the lesbian community.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do they feel like if we raise kids, they're gonna be gay? We're gonna make them gay
Well,
if we raise
America
them.
has always been about social control. It's always been about social
You
control.
really don't want me to get mad, cause I really hate the world and how they view the LGBT community. Like, it's some people that's coming around, but it's just I don't know. I just don't. I really don't understand why we are a big focus. Like, why America focuses on, or why people in the black
Why the
community
black
focuses
community?
on. You feel me? Like, even America, I'm just going off because it's everyone. The religion comes from America. Religion is what black people follow in the church. So black people got that from that. So you feel me? So I can say America and black people. You feel me? Like, I just feel like I don't understand why. Like, I reiterate, like, why who I sleep with is a focus. You feel me? And I don't know. We can go back to when we can even bring up. I know I'm going off topic, but when they talk about certain celebrities' lives and things like that, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. You feel me? With, like, wanting to know what people do behind closed doors. Like, I just don't understand
No.
why that's such a big topic.
Well, because number one, again, you keep saying it over and over and over. Religion, we done said it, is because of the disruption of the perfect America that they thought they had between the 30s and the 60s. They thought they had a perfect America. They had it worked out. They had the women under
Well,
control.
yeah,
They had,
they thought
forgive me,
wrong.
lack of a better word, they had their Negroes under control.
They
And then the
thought wrong.
Negroes kinda America asserted control over the Negroes, and then the Negroes asserted control over other Negroes to keep us all in line. LGBTQ just disrupted all of it. We us being born, coming into the world, fighting for civil rights, fight against
Mm-hmm.
discrimination. We forced them to relook at everything. It's to the
Change.
point. I'm gonna tell you one other reason why black people feel some kind of way about the LGBT, black LGBT. They feel like we're hijacking the civil rights movement. They
I
feel
know,
like we
cause we,
put more
yeah,
importance on being LGBT,
but we not though.
but we're not. You guys do it
Yeah,
because y'all
by talking
separated.
about it, and y'all keep talking about it.
They separate us from our blackness.
So y'all are the ones that's really bringing, you know what I'm saying, bringing it and making it an issue, not us.
That's wild. That's wild. Another thing that I don't care for about the black community and what we need to stop doing, and a lot of people probably won't realize it because it's subtle and it happens to black people in general. But when they go to rewrite history and they include black people, they exclude the black LGBT people that made a difference. And
Yeah,
I feel like when you do that, you exclude it. And a lot of people might say, well, why is it so important for them to know that they're LGBTQ? But if you did
yeah.
let people know that they were LGBTQ, you may reshape the way a person look at us.
Hmm.
Because I think we are over sexualized.
Yeah, I do. I think that too.
Yeah. It's a tons of people. And by the way, today, and for me, and I think we should consider this as a community, I think the day after Martin Luther King Day should be designated to our boy Bayard Rustin. I think the day after should be Bayard Rustin Day. He was a key figure in the civil rights movement. He wrote a lot of Martin Luther King speeches, gave him ideologies, but he'll tell you if you ever read his biography that he felt like he couldn't come to the forefront because he was LGBT.
Hmm.
And he felt that it would disrupt the movement and it would not go through the way that it went. And that's
I can
sad.
agree, and that's really sad. But he was telling the truth.
Lisa Carroll said the church can't talk because there has been
Hmm.
a scandal of homosexuality among non-LGBTQ and the
Amen.
perpetrators were not gay. Well, I was just about to say that the church cannot talk because it's not homosexuality. And black people, I want y'all to understand that there is a difference between being a pedophile and
Hmm.
being a
I'm
homosexual.
tired of them trying to put them two together because
Stop putting it
it
together.
ain't nowhere near the
Stop
same.
doing it.
It
And
ain't
stop,
nowhere near the same.
yep, and stop thinking that that creepy uncle that y'all all know that be raping the kids or that creepy cousin be raping the kids is the reason why the person is gay.
Hmm.
But y'all accept that creepy, freaky pedophile uncle
Over the gay kids.
over your gay child.
That's crazy.
That's another issue we have in a black
But it go
community.
back to the secrets, like Dutch was saying, in the families. You rather accept that uncle, keep it a secret, but exploit your gay child and disown your gay child. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense. You accepting him touching kids and touching your kid, but you can't accept your child for who they are.
When society keeps just reinforcing it, I told you again, it started with the church, then it started with our the lifestyles during that time period. Then they lost the lifestyle because they thought they had it on lock because of us disruption, and now we just these bad, crazy sickos that they probably like. I bet you, greater society, the heterosexual society that's homophobic, probably like, well, damn, we should have kept frying their brains and putting them in jail and beating them
Well,
because y'all are doing too much.
you didn't.
Which is crazy to me, right? Everyone acts like America is the only space on earth with gay people.
Hmm.
That America, since its inception, is the only time period that
But that's how
LGBT
I
people
know that they're
existed.
uneducated because they think that they think it just they think it just happens in America and it doesn't. That's the uneducated part. You gotta study. You gotta read about it. Read up on it. Learn about us. You feel me? You might like something.
Well, I want y'all to stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead on
How?
and take this break. We have the queer letter that I like to play for you. Is actually no. Before I do the queer letter, I'm going to do the business spotlight. If you're watching, you are a business owner. This year, I would love to help LGBTQ business owner reach more people and support. So I want y'all to keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Here's the business spotlight. If you're interested, go to peachent.com and let me feature you.
I was about to.
An ally organization, and our purpose is basically to just unify and uplift the rainbow family of Delaware. I was not born here in Delaware, but I have been here for 35 plus years, and what I will say is that Delaware is very welcoming, and Delaware has a very diverse rainbow family. Unfortunately, no one knows that, because when you see advertisements or events, you really don't see the diversity. So I Am Me wants to break down the divide and just be inclusive and include everyone. We want you to know that you're represented here in Delaware. We have so much love and so much warmth and welcoming for folk, that we need to let people know that and let that out. So hopefully with this organization and with you, members, volunteers, business leaders, community influencers, all the above, we can work together and make some changes and show the world how diverse and welcoming Delaware is. You can go to our website. It is www.iammecorp.org. IammeCorp, all one word, IAMMECORP.org.
The microphone's off. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to mute the mics. But we're back. Special guest Angel. I'm sorry the mics were muted. But join us for this topic: homophobic behaviors and views that need to change in the black community. We have been having a great discussion. Please chime in. Don't just stare. I will not call your family and let them know that you said some foul stuff about them. I will not do it. Um, Again, we went over what actually happened. I'm a history buff, so I kind of went over briefly why most of the people that were born in the 30s up to the 60s really dislike us, because we disrupt their lifestyle of being kept, men and women. Well, the women being kept and the men being in control, and we disrupted all of that. Angel has some views about the black community. We also discussed the black church. One thing we didn't say about the black church, besides them preaching against homophobia, we didn't even hint on the tactics that they used to do. They used to have what were they called? Like the
Exorcisms.
homophobic programs where they gonna
Exorcisms.
get you straight.
You're gonna be
They're gonna pray the
exorcised.
demon out of you, and then they're gonna put you through all these
Oh
programs. But the
Lord.
dark side of it, I have read, and I'm
Gay
sorry,
camps.
yeah, I've saw documentaries where actually they would bring you to a camp and let someone rape you.
Or they had, I heard they was doing like shock therapy.
Oh, shock therapy.
Yeah, they was
That's when
doing
you
that.
were
I heard they was doing that. Yep, I
institutionalized.
heard they was doing stuff like that. Like it was crazy what they was doing to people.
Uh-huh.
Like
Take your children. If they found out you were gay, the cops could legally bust in your house, take your
yeah, it
children
was crazy
away, put
back
them in
then.
foster care. All kinds of stuff happened.
That's crazy to me. Like, yo, what?
Yep. All because you were LGBTQ.
I wish my I wish my mom or dad would have been like, "Oh yeah, we about to send you to this shock therapy camp. It's gonna make you what?
No, but
They're
your
not
mom and
sending
dad
me
didn't have
nowhere.
to send you. If
Not
say
sending
your
me nowhere.
neighbor thought or saw,
But that's
it
what
was
I'm
as
saying.
simple
They
as an
going to leave.
accusation.
Man, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Back then was crazy. They was doing the most to people back then.
Yeah. A simple accusation could get you up out of here.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know about, like you said, I seen it in documentaries. I didn't even know about that kind of stuff until I saw documentaries and stuff like that. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here like they was really, they was really doing people wrong. Like they was doing people dirty back then.
Yeah, really bad. Really terrible. But I think we have come away, but there still are in some places churches that secretly conduct these LGBT camps to get you
Hmm.
scared. I guess they're scared straight camps or whatever. People still conduct those. Um, you still have those churches that will not
Except
uh
LGBT
yeah,
people.
that will not consider LGBT people, will not allow you inside. You still have families that's disowning their children because they're LGBT. We still have people that's holding on to these archaic views,
Hmm.
again, that I've labeled and coined the grandma theory. You don't know why you don't like an LGBT person. You was probably raised by your grandmother, or you heard it from your parents what your grandmother pushed to them.
So now you hate it.
So now you feel some kind of way, and you running around there destroying the family, the LGBT people doing all of this stuff, but you don't even understand the background around it. And I think if people really took the time to have like a historical look, they can really say, you know what, this is a real silly reason not to like a whole section of people. All because you didn't want to go to work, grandma.
Right. You wanted to sit on your behind.
You want to sit in the house and have babies, and you mad because these women went on the front line because they couldn't take it no more,
Not
getting
now, grandma.
unnecessarily married and all this other stuff, and
Not
now you don't like them.
times is changing, grandma.
You gotta get with the program, grandma. Times change. Imagine if, you know, we people held on to slavery as being the way. I'm sure that it was a lot of slaves that was happy to be so, because I can't see it existing for all them years if we didn't cooperate.
Hmm.
Not to say that, I'm not on some Kanye ish that, we chose it. I don't think we
I'm
chose it.
crying.
We was kidnapped into it. We was abducted into it. But I think if we had a few more woke people that was more progressive, we probably could have got out a little sooner.
Yeah.
And which I like to say,
Because you can't tell me it wasn't no LGBT people
of
back then.
course there was
You can't tell
LGBT
me.
people. Hell, if you go back and read about Lincoln, Lincoln was
I just wish they would have
LGBTQ.
said something. That's all.
Yeah, they don't want to tell you that Lincoln was LGBTQ, but we ain't gonna discuss that. Y'all can go back and read about Lincoln's life and all of that stuff. So
Yeah, y'all could go
LGBTQ
back.
people have been key and essential to the history of this country. We have done so much but get credit for so little.
Yeah. All based on one thing.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Another thing that I want to say that the black community does that I notice, um, they don't like us. They feel some kind of way about us, right? But they use us to enrich themselves. They use us in parodies like Flip Wilson and
They be quick
Shanae
to
and
play. I just
Wanda and all these people are what I don't want to say that I'm not sure if they trying to emulate a trans woman or what they're trying to
But
do.
it's just the fact that they emulating a woman at all.
Right. It's like you trying to profit off of us, but you feel some kind of way about us. You
You feel
know.
some type of way if a man represents that kind of femininity. You feel me? But you're playing that.
Yeah.
Like you're getting paid to do that, but somebody really feels this way inside, and you're hating them for it. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. But you'll literally kill and torture a trans woman, but you'll dress like a woman. And while we at it, let's talk about this cat, Charlemagne. I don't even understand. Let's go to this.
Showing his
Yo,
allegiance and his worth.
when
But
you
I say,
show
as
I
a
that,
black
don't
man,
I don't
understand.
this
know what is going.
disqualifies
I
him to
never
speak for
seen this.
black men, especially when
Like
it comes to
where?
politics.
Like who
I
did
look at him
this?
as no better
Let's let
than
Star
Cardi B
and this
to
guy
sit down and
talk.
talk to political. I got to keep it 100. If I say she's a clown, then he got to be a clown.
Okay.
No upstanding man will allow himself to be portrayed like that. You know what I'm saying? In thigh-high socks. You know what I'm saying? He gets off on that. I mean, allegedly, we know how he rolls. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't make it.
I've never met him. Mo, and can I just...
What is going on?
That was Star from the Star Buck Wild show. If you're my age, born in the 70s, you know who Star is. You also know that Star is not homophobic at all. He actually supports the LGBT community. But the statement that this guy actually said that Charlemagne, he basically said Charlemagne as a male putting on a dress is someone, he equated it to male leadership, and that you can't follow a male in a dress or has any kind of feminine behaviors. And I didn't like that. I didn't care for that. Just because a man is feminine, that don't mean he can't lead. You know. Now, I'm not knocking whatever he feel about Charlemagne, because I'm not too sure what's going on right here with him either. I'm not sure if Charlemagne
I don't know
again
what's up.
is doing, you know, what the classic black person does, get dressed in drag or whatever.
Bro,
You
is
trying
that
to be
his
dragged, yup, or trans and
Bro,
get a
don't tell me
leg
that's
up.
his legs. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm crazy. That cannot be his body, though.
Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of this is. I don't know if he trying to ride the Little Nas X wave or
This is too.
whatever, but Black America, if you don't like LGBTQ people, stop riding the wave. I don't get it. Why are you
They
doing
gonna
it?
ride whatever is going. You feel me? So they gonna do it regardless.
It's another thing y'all need to let go. Two things I got from this Charlemagne thing, and I was just on the fence. I didn't like that Black America and a lot of these podcasts and webcasts I be listening to took it as, oh, you know what, he could never be an upstanding male in the community because he's feminized because he got on a dress. Well, a man is a man, and as long as he has great moral standing, he should be able to be a leader. Stop looking at femininity as a terrible trait to have, especially when you was raised by a mother. You came from a mother. Stop looking at it that way. And the other thing is, if you don't like us and we're LGBT, because we're LGBTQ, stop emulating the culture.
Right.
You know, stop it. You don't like us, but then you want to emulate us to get a dime. What is that about? We're not.
I got a bar in one of my songs that say that about people who be saying they hate us, but they want to act like us.
They want to dress like us. They everything. Black
Why you hate
people.
us then?
I see black people. I laugh because I'll see a LGBT person dressed in something, then I'll be in the neighborhood and I'll see a black person dressed exactly like the LGBT person. I'm like, we created a lot of your waves and everything.
But I think that ties into the homophobia. Like I feel like it's because of the fear, and they're mad that maybe not necessarily mad, but we're brave enough to live in our truth, and they're possibly not. I'm not saying that every homophobic person might be gay, but you know what I'm saying. There are some, and can be some type of homophobic tendencies in homophobia, like in people who have homophobia. So I just feel like that's where hate can stem from as well, because we're living in our truth and you're scared to live in your truth. You know what I'm saying? That could be for some people. I'm not saying that's for everybody in the black community, but just from what I've experienced and what I've learned, homophobia can have to deal with you having some repressed homosexual thoughts. You feel me? So you might be mad that I'm living who I am, and you can't be as brave as me. You feel me? Like, so that could be another reason why you might hate me or hate it.
Yeah, I think, and I always talk about it on this show. I've said it once, and I'll continue to say it. I don't think that people are. It's some people that's 100% heterosexual, and I don't believe that everybody is 100%. I think it's a sliding scale. That's why we have heteroflexibles, we have bisexuals, we have different spectrums. So I can agree that within the black community, I think some of these men and women are probably maybe 80, 70%, and they can feel the attraction, but it scares them.
Yep.
That don't make you LGBT. It just makes you possibly heteroflexible, possibly bi in a
Shit, you
sense.
just open minded.
Just
like,
open-minded,
why we can't be
fluid.
open-minded? You feel me? Like,
Yeah. But the fear, you're right, the fear just unsettling because again, it goes back to you think about the church and how you was raised and what grandmom said and da 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 da, and then you don't understand all of it. You can't pull it all together. So you just like, you know what, I'm not even going to touch that.
yep. I'm gonna stay far
I'm just
away
going to
from.
stay far away. And then the ones that are super violent concerns me.
Yeah, that do all the hate crimes and all that. I really don't understand that. I've seen Lifetime movies and people being set up, and I'm just like, all that energy, like, to really do that to that person, like, I don't understand. Why do you hate someone that much? Like, why? Like, oh my, that is really a question that I want to know the answer to. Like, why do you hate
I
someone
think a
so
lot.
much?
We done discussed the
Like
reasons
that.
why.
But but when it comes to that, like you said, when it gets violent, that's a whole nother level. Like you hating on a whole, like, on a level on top of a level. Like,
well,
because
then that's like that. The simple word I could think of is like a holy jihad. You know, when you against something, you against it, and you just take it to that extreme. It's like this is just.
It's not up to you though.
Well, in their mind, like I'm a representation of God, or
Who
my
told you
shame
that?
is too great.
Who told you that? Yourself? Like, no. No, you can't just be wiping people off earth because you don't like it. Like, no.
Well, I guess they said they can. I
don't
guess
like
they
that.
say they can. But
Not like that.
wow, I tell you, LGBT black community, I ask all y'all to share, with us what you believe, what your reasoning and everything. We're coming to the end of the broadcast. Hopefully you guys, when I put up the next topic, you will respond. This was a great topic. It was a great open floor for you to just let all that out, all the stuff that you've been through, all the things that go on, in the black community, because we are a mess. I can't speak
Yes.
for the white community because I'm not Caucasian. I don't know what your experience is, but I can speak from being a black LGBTQ woman is, and I'm just gonna say it, black people got the game fucked up. We are already minorities. Why are we playing this game like we're not? Do we not want to be the underdog? Is this one of those, I'm being oppressed, so let me oppress someone else to make myself feel great? I don't know. We done gave you reasons why you could possibly feel the way that you do about LGBTQ, and I hope that everybody share this live, and someone that's on the fence about whether you should like us or dislike us could watch this and change your mind and say, you know what, them being LGBTQ is not my problem.
I was just about to say, if the only reason why you hate someone is because they're LGBTQ, then bro, you are different, and not in a good way. Sorry.
No, actually, to them, we are different.
But that's why I said
smaller,
they're different, but not in a good way.
Yeah,
Like,
we're a small percentage of the
you
community
can stay
compared
over
to
there
them.
if you hate me because I'm LGBT. Like, you don't even know me. Like, what? You don't know what I offer. Like, you don't know what I have over here.
No, they only love you, the kind of LGBT people that's accepted in the hood, and it's too. It's the real tough one that you scared that sell the drugs, and if you step to that one, he's gonna or she's gonna kick your behind. Or it's the one that done saved your ass so many times, and it's normally the hair. In the movie, she's the hairdresser, and she's taking care of your kids or giving you the money. Them are the only two archetypes of LGBT people that black people seem to be tolerant with. And maybe it's because the media teaches you to be tolerant to those ones. But the rest of us in the middle, well, not so much me because I'm not visibly LGBT until I actually open my mouth, in which I will let you know, like, listen, get out my face, I'm LGBT. Like, I'm very verbal. But, the unnoticeables like me,
to say nothing.
we just float. But the ones that's noticeable, y'all get the hell.
What I just say, being both black and a member of the LGBT community is a difficult journey. Okay? It's difficult. And on top of that, I'm a woman.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's 3 things.
That's double.
No, 3. A black LGBT and I'm a woman. That is 3 things.
That's that double
We've
bubble.
had a hard life, bruh. We got a hard life over here. I'm trying to tell you.
Smack say one thing that need to change is just because a girl wears boys' clothes doesn't mean she want to be a boy.
Exactly. I don't want to be no man. That's a whole nother topic. That is a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic.
Because I could talk about that for days. I don't want to be no man. That's where I'm comfortable in. You feel me?
I just want to say black people, black community, get it together. Stop hiding your LGBTQ family. All of that again stems from back in the day. The reason why grandmom and everybody kept that a secret because it was illegal. Today it's not. There's no reason. When I hear people say no one should know what's going on in your bedroom, you should keep it a secret. What you're telling me is, yeah, sure, no one should know what exactly me and my mate doing in my bedroom, but I should be able to hold hands with my bedroom partner in public, just the same way you do. And not hear that statement, you should keep that in your bedroom. No, bitch, it's not illegal anymore. I don't have to hide. I can hold hands.
I hate that getting stared at. Like, what is you looking at, bro? Like,
yeah,
like,
you
continue on
you
with
can
your
hold
day.
hands
Like, I can
down.
hold hands with my girl. Like, see you.
But see, they don't realize that comes from a space in time where you will somebody whispered that to you because it was illegal. It's legal now. Black people, a lot of the things that you do and say is not even applicable to this time period. It's just not. And we said it earlier. When you tell a black person, a black LGBT person, keep that in your bedroom, that's from a different time. It was illegal. When you tell a LGBTQ person that you're destroying the black family, no, that's a different time period. And we didn't destroy the black family. You toxic
you
masculine
destroying the black
destroyed the
family.
black family. You did it.
You
because
destroying
you
the
couldn't
black family.
control your woman no more. You did it.
Bro.
The LGBT didn't do it, and I'm sorry that grandma made you feel that way. You gotta let that go. All these
Let it
things is
go.
passed on stuff.
Let it go.
Y'all wanna rumble? Hey Chris. Y'all wanna rumble? Rumble with pedophilia.
Facts,
Cause then we can
I'm ready.
all get together and fight that.
cause I'm ready for that one. Pop.
Chris, that's a whole nother story. We talking about how the black community sees the LGBT community. And a lot of and the point is a lot of it stems from grandma and that time period where grandma didn't have rights and grandma was a kept woman and grandpop had all the keys to the money and everything else, and then here come all these women that wanted to be liberated, particularly the LGBT women that got tired of getting married and got tired of marrying heterosexual men, having this boring bland
Tired of being at
sex,
home.
having to marry a gay person because it caused issues. So grandma looking like, yo, y'all disrupted the family. We was good. I was kept. All I had to do was sit in my kitchen and cook some food and take care of the children.
But
I
grandma,
think
get up and do
I
something
really
else.
believe that the reason why, we look, well, grandparents in general, and I'm just repeating it, look down on LGBTQ because they confuse it with feminism, and it's two different things. The same way they confuse it with homophobia. So we gotta let it go. I think my generations, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, we love grandma, give her a kiss, but say, grandma, it's time to get woke.
Wake up.
Yeah, time to unwake.
Wake up.
Yeah, time to wake up,
Wake
grandma.
up.
It's time to get progressive.
Grandma, please wake up.
But I can say I was fortunate enough to have a grandmother that was woke. She never, even though she was a kept woman, she didn't hate on women that wanted to get out there. She understood, not every woman wants this life that I got. It's just some women, it's intolerable. Like I said earlier, I believe in my heart that some lesbian woman created the suffrage movement because that's true suffering when you can't be yourself and then the world locks you in a position where you really can't be yourself.
That is so true.
That's true suffering. For a heterosexual woman, you probably be mad, but if you do a little things you was gonna do anyway, the man, unless he was abusive. But for a homosexual woman, ain't nothing he could have did. You just would have lived in misery, And I'm
Exactly.
sure that the suicide rate was probably so high. In fact, I know it was high
know it
because I
was.
was watching a documentary where they thought people was committing suicide because of hunger and all this other stuff. They probably was committing suicide from depression.
Because they couldn't be who they was. They was suffering. Like you said, that key word, suffering.
Yeah, just suffering.
That's crazy. Just look at, I really want to see the suicide rate back then and now. Like, I really do.
Well, we
'Cause I
could
know
look
it's
that
really,
up.
I know it's really, really low. I mean, I'm sure it's still probably high, but I'm sure it's lower than back then.
Yeah. Again, we gotta let go of the grandma theory, y'all. We love her, kiss her, but grandma, we gotta move on. And
Except
every generation, yeah, every generation, I'm just thankful that the creator puts down people that's just woke and see what needs to be changed, because the way that I am, I would have been a dead slave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would have been in shock therapy,
First of all,
all kinds of stuff.
they'd have found me doing all kinds of things I wasn't supposed to be doing. Okay, so I definitely know I would have died back then.
Yeah, I would have been in shock
Shoot.
therapy. Probably would have been a prostitute and
I'm
a phone
crazy.
operator, because I don't want to be in this
Yeah.
lifestyle. I would have did it too the hard way. Eventually, I could see it. I would have been there. That would have been me.
I just know I wouldn't have lasted long back then. They definitely would have got my ass. Cause I ain't care.
But if y'all are watching, share the live. We're just talking about homophobic views and behaviors that need to change in the black community. While I got you here, please take the time out and go to imecorp.org. Check out the nonprofit that I found for LGBT people. Is designed to uplift and unify us, as well as educate future allies and pop a homophobe in the head and hopefully get through to them too, if possible. I've been threatening for years. It's here. So please support it. Come out to our events. If you cannot, and you're out of state, there's out of state opportunities. If you're in state or close, volunteer. And if you don't want to do any, but you like it, just donate. Even if it's $5, it helps. All right. So this has been my show. I will be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. talking my trash with you guys. Feel free to come back if you liked the show and enjoyed it. What Lisa said, a woman in 1920 named Ida Mae Robinson had left her husband for a woman. Look it up.
Ida Mae Robinson. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, that name does sound familiar.
Sounds very familiar.
Also, next month on the Peach Radio Show, I will be displaying LGBT icons. I think that it's important that you just be LGBTQ, but you should know the movers and shakers and the people that made it possible for you to get to this space where you are now. I think that's very important. I think that's something you should share. Yeah, Bessie Smith is a mover and shaker. So I will be sharing that. Happy Bayard Rustin Day.
Oh wait, Bessie Smith.
You should know who Bessie Smith is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Happy Bayard Rustin Day. I'm declaring the day after Martin Luther King Day as Bayard Rustin Day. If you're with me, happy Bayard Rustin Day, and maybe you should say happy Bayard Rustin Day. Give that man some credit for the civil rights movement, please. Please. So yeah, next month I will be dedicating a lot of shows to a lot of our LGBTQ heroes, a lot of our actors, entertainers, artists that you may not know about, like y'all favorite George Jefferson.
I'm sitting here trying to read about Miss Ida Mae.
A lot of people is just devastated when they find out about him. I don't know why. Because, he played the ultimate male, the mega male.
Mm-hmm.
But I love y'all. I'm about to get off. I'm going to play this queer letter to take us out. Please join me next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Also, if you can, go to imecorp.org. Check us out. We have a lot of events. This Sunday is the Sunday tea. It's Sunday dinner and conversation, and you meet the board. Yeah. Check me out. Go to
Oh, she dropping
peachent.com.
names.
If you go to peachent.com, you'll find out everything that I'm involved with, all my events, the shows. I also have blogs. If you like reading blogs, I write a blog. And my blog is basically about my life and what goes on with me and my challenges to being LGBTQ and the way that my mind ticks and how I overcome a lot of different things. So, y'all, with that
You don't
said,
have any challenges.
yeah, I have plenty of challenges.
Come on, you're just LGBT. It's all right.
All right, y'all have a good night. Enjoy this queer letter. If you are interested in this person, I'm sorry, I just want to clear this up. She is no label. Okay, no label. So if you're interested and you want to apply, please register at imecorp.org. This is where the queer letter stems out of. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Everybody
Peace.
tell Angel bye.
Peace. It said
Here we go, y'all. This is the I Am Me Queer Letter Edition.
Yep.
Woo!
Don't name.
I'm not gonna read names or emails.
Don't read the emails. If you want to meet this person, this is a real person, okay? We didn't make this person up.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask, y'all. Okay. Hey. All right. Here we go. It says, "Hey, I would like to meet a person who wants to be in a musical relationship.
Wait, what? What?
A musical relationship. So I guess that means in the industry. Like they want somebody in the industry.
Oh,
So they want specifically a rapper.
a rapper?
Specifically rap. I guess it's a rap type of foundation. I'm just reading the letter, y'all, okay? Songwriter, a DJ, or someone in a band. So they want somebody in the industry. He said, I hope that they would be individuals who are chill and just like to kick it and make music without any hang-ups or agendas. Y'all be on some bull stuff? Y'all be on that stuff?
Toya.
Y'all be on that stuff? Y'all be...
No,
yeah.
what you saying? Like make music? It makes me think of something.
Oh.
I'm like, make music. Like, is this person using a metaphor for?
Make
It
music?
sound like a meta. Like a.
We gonna
What
make
y'all
some
think? It
music.
sound like a metaphor.
What y'all think they mean by make music? Okay? So, not obsessed with TikTok fantasies. Please. Y'all into them TikTok fantasies?
Wait, what?
TikTok fantasies. Doing some weird TikTok stuff. I don't know. What does that mean? Y'all know what that means?
I'm old.
Yeah.
I guess
Y'all know
I'm
what
old.
TikTok fantasies mean? Because they was like, police. So y'all must be out there on some stuff, okay? So they said, I'm in school and spend most of my time building my studio these days. Okay?
Ooh.
So I'm perfectly fine with a virtual relationship. I don't know what.
So the person is in school. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay, let's rewind. Go.
person in school
Mhm.
doesn't want somebody that's into TikTok. Wants
TikTok
somebody that's
fantasies.
musical.
Yeah, got some musical spirit in their bones.
They can be a rapper,
They could be a rapper, a songwriter, a DJ.
but they're not on TikTok.
Oh, right. Everybody's on TikTok.
I think
especially
everybody.
entertainers. Mostly
Maybe they
entertainers.
mean like
Yeah.
TikTok,
No,
not
they
like
could
a
be on
se-
TikTok, but don't be like crazy. One do. I don't know. What is TikTok fantasies, y'all? Somebody tell me. I don't be on TikTok, so I don't know. Well, I used to be, but not really no more. So they don't. I like this that they said they don't have a problem with a virtual relationship. So they fine with just doing a little.
Oh my God.
They fine with doing a little FaceTime. Sometime because they are working on their self, working on their studio at school and stuff. So sometimes you don't have time to go visit a person or meet up with them.
Okay, but how does a virtual relationship?
Just for, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's not completely virtual.
Okay, Delisa said maybe someone who wants to be TikTok famous.
TikTok
They
famous,
don't want a
maybe.
person that's
Oh, oh,
TikTok famous.
right.
Maybe
Look at I can't.
we read that. Or maybe maybe they're assume. I kind of get it. Maybe like I don't want them to be like a OnlyFans type of
Right,
person on TikTok
right,
because
maybe.
people do get naked on
Right.
TikTok.
So this person is 54, single. Hobbies include DJing, parties, music writing, music festivals, and traveling. Okay. And they're seeking person any age, any physical features, any height. So I guess they. What about if they was like? What about if they was like
No, I don't think they want
4'2"?
a midget.
So you gotta be specific when you write these letters, y'all. We need to know what
Well,
you
this person
want.
sounds
Sounds
open.
yeah, really open, but we need y'all to be specific. Don't say any height if we bring you somebody that's like 4'2" or something. And now you're looking at us like we're crazy. All right, but definitely, if you're interested in this letter, y'all, and y'all feel like you could kick it with somebody like this, like I said, they want musical
A
a
musical
musical type of
person,
person, someone that's in the music industry.
but you
All
can't
right.
be on TikTok.
It didn't necessarily
I
say
mean, you could
that.
be on
It just
TikTok, but
said
you
no
can't be one.
TikTok
You can't want to be
fantasies.
a TikTok Jay Z, I guess.
Maybe. Jay-Z.
Um, what about the? Do they say anything about a body type? The
It
desire.
says any height or body type, any dating status.
Oh,
What that mean, P?
any dating status? That means
That
that
mean you
person could be
open?
married. That person could
Any?
be.
Oh, right. Any dating status? Oh,
They
married,
could be
divorced,
single,
single,
divorced, married.
separated,
Yeah.
poly.
Yep.
Y'all need to be specific when y'all writing these letters, okay? Because we want to bring you the right person, all right? But maybe the. All right. And that was the end of our queer letter.
Okay. So just to sum it up, if you're just joining us, that was the queer letter. If you're looking for love, two ways you can find it. You could either register and send in a letter like this person did, this young woman, well, 54-year-old woman sent in a letter, and it's $5, or you can register to receive the queer letter, and it's $5 for that one-time fee. One-time fee to register, but your letters, if you submit for each one, is $5. So
Yeah. And please just make sure when you are sending us your letters, please try to be as specific as you can with what you're looking for in a person. If you're looking for a male that's 45, say you looking for a male 45, female 45, let us know what you're looking for. If you're interested, just let us know.
and be yeah, and be sure.
You're
Um,
interested in trans, that's cool.
that's cool. You can put
Let us
identity and
know. You can put.
orientation up there. You
We want to
can.
know because we want to make sure we reach in the right
Did this person
for
share
you.
their orientation
No.
or identity?
Identity, yes. Orientation, no.
Okay. Well,
So please just be specific when you write in the I am me queer letter. All
and
right,
if you
y'all?
missed this, we're gonna clip this down and put it on our IME Inc. page
Mm-hmm.
and our IME Inc. group. That way you can re-listen to it, and then you can decide if you want to respond to this letter. I thank that person so much, and I hope you find love.
Are you looking for love?
And listen, I'm also willing, as president,
Oh,
I'm willing to give y'all a free space. If y'all meet each other and y'all enjoy each other and y'all want to come out to one of our events, I will personally buy y'all tickets. How about
we need
that?
to shoot for Valentine's. It's just something about Valentine's. This is more romantic. We gonna let y'all know, but come on, send them letters in, y'all.
Send the
Send the
letters
letters
in.
in, and we're gonna definitely try to get y'all to meet up. And it's all on P.
Listen, we'll give you a free bottle of wine and y'all could chat it up.
Definitely. Let's come on.
I will say, because I'm looking at the name on the letter, I will say that this person is female and they may be either a STEM or a masculine style woman. I'll put it that way. Dion said, what orientation are that? Wow. She didn't put her orientation. You sure? I thought she did put her orientation.
No, that's the letter.
Wow.
Let me send it to
I
you.
believe that she's a lesbian.
Okay.
I think in the form she put lesbian.
I just sent it to you. I didn't see it. That's the letter.
That's the letter, but I think in her form, when she filled it out, she put her orientation as lesbian.
Okay, there we go.
So she's a lesbian.
So make
She
sure you
didn't
bring your
put whether
letters,
she
y'all.
was a STEM stud or whatever, but I would gather that she's either a STEM or a stud.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So if you're interested in this person, go ahead, imecorp.org. Go ahead and register. The letter will go out tomorrow. Or should we wait till February since it's the month of love? This start shooting them out and people could review and respond.
We could wait till February.
Okay. Well, we'll wait till February then.
Still send them in.
Send them in. So basically, you go register. February, we'll shoot out this letter, and within the body of it is the contact information, and you can email this person and say, "Hey, whatever their name is that's on the letter, I'm interested in you. How are you doing? My name is X, Y, and Z. I fit that category. I hate TikTok. But I'm a rapper or I'm musically inclined. So you could be a singer. You could probably, maybe she just wants a very actor, just an entertainer in general.
Yeah.
So whatever you are, you in that field, she's looking for you. I think
The
that's
matchmakers.
makers. Oh God. See, IME Corp, IME Inc. I'm sorry, IME Inc. We love you so much that we want to see you happy